Welcome to the Tales of Success podcast, a show about Labradors and achieving training success. Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us for the latest episode of the Tales of Success podcast with me, Vicky Sharp. So in this episode, I just want to speak about how training can kill the relationship that you have or want to have with your Labrador. This week alone, I've spoken to two people that have brand new puppies in their life. Two gorgeous, naive, little cute puppies that are anything between 10 and 14 weeks old. So these puppies have been in the world for a matter of weeks. The two puppies that I'm going to speak about are in different parts of the UK, and they're not connected in any way, but both have been to local trainers for some basic puppy training. And I just want to share some of the experiences that they've told me about. I also want to say that the human families of these puppies have taken their little pups to training classes or consulted local trainers because they are dedicated. They're caring owners of loved family pets, and they've tried to do the right thing by their dogs. They've reached out to local pet professionals to support them with teaching their little puppies everything that they're going to need to know. But they've been let down. In the first instance, the puppy was a matter of weeks old and they were taken to a local group puppy class. The owners were doing that for the right reasons. They wanted good training and good socializations. But the reports of what happened in that class really concerned me. The environment was a small village hall type setting, and there was quite a few puppies in there with their humans in what is described as a small confined area. Understandably, if you've got a dog that is a matter of weeks old, they're going to find that environment pretty overwhelming. And it's probably the first time that they've been around so many dogs and so many people. The amount of new sights, new smells, and new sounds that a puppy will be exposed to in that kind of environment are massive. Almost to the point where a dog is going to be overstimulated pretty much from the moment they walk into that room. During that training class, the humans had their dog on a harness. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, by the way. But the trainer instructed them to take their dog off the harness and put them onto a collar and lead, which inevitably meant that that overstimulated little puppy was then putting lots of unnecessary pressure on that really delicate little neck area due to the overstimulation and the overexcitement that they were experiencing. And the reason they were told to take the harness off, the instructor said, harnesses make dogs pull. I'm going to tell you now, that is utter rubbish. Harnesses do not make a dog pull. Just like a collar and a lead don't make them stop pulling. It's down to how we train them. Just because they put a harness on doesn't suddenly give them this spurt of energy that makes them think, I'm going to pull my owner down the street. If I were to sit in a sports car and decide to drive it down the motorway, it doesn't automatically mean that I'm going to put my foot to the floor and drive at 150 miles an hour. And that's because the equipment, whether it's in human sensors or dog sensors, doesn't provide a particular result for you. If you put in loads of effort and you teach your dog to walk really nicely on a lead, they can wear a collar, they can wear a harness. Do you know what? They can wear a bow tie and a dinner jacket. I don't really mind what they wear because they're going to know how to walk. They're not going to need any bits of equipment. So a harness or a collar makes no difference. So a bit of a rant there, but in short, folks, harnesses don't make your dogs pull. They just make it a little bit more comfortable and less likely to cause lasting damage while you're training your dog to walk nicely on a loose lead. There is nothing wrong with using a harness to protect your little dog's neck while you're teaching them how to walk nicely. Anyway, rant over and back to the original story. So we've got this little puppy with a big group of dogs and new people, and they're now on a collar and a lead. The instructor then proceeded to try and walk the dogs and get them to walk nicely on a lead. The issue was that this was all new, it was overwhelming and overstimulating for the little puppy. So the little puppy got it wrong, and they weren't helped and guided by the instructor. Nope, the instructor squirted them in the face with water, a form of punishment for every time they got it wrong. And then when it was time to teach the puppies to lay down, that was taught using physical manipulation of the dog, pulling the legs forward and pushing down on the back end to encourage them to get down. What do we think the little puppy learned at that training class? Did it learn how to walk nicely on a collar and lead? And did it learn how to sit down? Or did it learn that being around other humans and dogs meant that it gets pulled around, it gets physically manhandled, and then shot in the face with water? My bet is that that training class was a seriously negative part of that little puppy's short life. The important bit here is that the owners did their research. They found a class that offered positive reinforcement. They went to that class because they wanted the best for their dog, but unfortunately, they were let down by the trainer. The training class that we're talking about was offered as positive reinforcement. However, it wasn't force free. It was offering both. It was positive reinforcement, but using physical punishment when the dog got it wrong. In my mind, if you're training a puppy to do something, you have no requirement to ever use force on them. They're a matter of days or weeks old. They are a blank canvas, just like a sponge waiting for information to soak up. It's your job as their new human, their new carer, to guide and show them what to do. In another call I've had this week, I learnt that a couple and their tiny puppy had been working one-on-one with a local trainer. They had just introduced this little tiny puppy into their family and wanted to give her the very best start to life. They wanted to teach her everything she needed to know to be happy, confident, and a great addition to their family. They chose a one-to-one trainer to give them that tailored approach. Their trainer advised that they didn't let the dog out. They didn't take them for a walk and didn't let them explore the new world that they'd been brought into. Thankfully, the owners found that a little bit strange and started to question the reasons behind this. And they were greeted with the trainer saying that it was to keep the dog naive and so that they didn't want to stray far from the humans. To me, that is essentially wanting the dog to be unsocialized and timid in the outside world and everything that she's exposed to in the future. It's total madness. You would result in an unsocialized puppy that has never been exposed to noises, different people, cars, environments, and they're probably going to spend many years in the future feeling anxious or scared anywhere that is not the home environment. That very same puppy trainer told the humans to use manual or physical correction whenever the dog does something wrong. He also said that the dog should not be allowed any toys or treats. Again, in my mind, that is absolute madness. Physical corrections on a puppy is totally out of order and unnecessary. Again, it's your job as their carer to show them what to do. They're going to be looking to you for guidance and support. We don't want them to be running away from you because they're scared of a consequence or scared of something you're going to do to them. The good news, though, is that both of these puppy owners felt really uneasy about the training that they'd been subjected to. They knew that it wasn't best for them or their dogs, so they took the decision to end their relationship with their trainer pretty quickly. And hopefully that will mean that no lasting damage will have been done. They're both now going to be joining us here at Tales of Success to continue their training and build up some amazing bonds with that new family addition. Whenever I speak with new puppy owners about training for their dog, I will always ask them why they've got a dog. Is it going to be a pet dog or is it going to be a working dog? And more often than not, that reply is, I want a dog that is going to be a big part of our family. That for me is the best answer. That's why I've got Labradors. They are amazing family pets, and we need to treat them like their family and give them some love, some care, some respect, as we would our human family. After all, these Labradors are going to be around with us for many years, and I can guarantee that your dog will have your back when times get a little bit tough. They will love you unconditionally. They will be there to make you smile when you're feeling a bit rubbish. And you will always be guaranteed a waggy tail and a wet nose kiss every single morning, whether you like that or not. If you do want them to be a big part of your family, treat them as such. If you wouldn't spray your kids in the face with a water pistol and you wouldn't manhandle your kids to get them to lay down, if you wouldn't make your kids exist without enjoyment of toys or exposure to friends and experiences, don't do it to your dog. Instead, treat them with respect, show them the best way, guide them, support them as they learn and figure out this strange new world that you've introduced them to. I just also want to reiterate there is absolutely no blame on the humans that I've mentioned here. They have tried to do their best by their new family addition. They've done it with the best intentions. They've trusted the professionals to help them. But unfortunately, I think these particular training professionals have let them down. They've let the humans and the dogs down. My plea to you is please, please do your research and ask questions of your trainer. Ask them about their experiences. Ask them for their thoughts on the best training methods for your situation. Ask them if they use force to train dogs. Ask them if they specialize in pet dog training or working dog training. Check out their reviews and speak to their previous clients, and then decide if their answers tally with your beliefs and your thoughts. And if it feels wrong in any way, move on. Any decent trainer that I know will have absolutely no issue with showing their experience and explaining their training methods. I speak with dozens and dozens of Labrador owners each week about the training style that we offer. And that's because I care about our students. And it's really important to me that our training styles are appropriate for their desired outcome. So whoever you do decide to train with, doing your homework before the training starts could save you a lot of stress, and it will prevent damaging that relationship that you want with your Labrador. Trust your instincts on this, and if something doesn't feel right, walk away and find an alternative. Training really can make or break a relationship with your dog. Don't train them in a way that will make them fear or distrust you. If you train using fear, physical force, or punishment, you may just kill that special relationship you share with your Labrador. It's your job to be your Labrador's best friend and teacher. Treat them with care and respect, and I promise you, you will not go far wrong. Thanks for joining us. We hope that has been useful to you. But from me, all I want to finish off by saying is be caring, be consistent, and be your Labrador's best teacher. I'll catch you on the next episode.